Today I want to talk about one of my favorite commenters, Talk Too Much guy. Now this all starts about 10 weeks ago where I noticed a comment that said, yap too much. Now as a content creator, you get your fair share of hate comments and you learn to grow a little bit of a thicker skin. But also at the same time, I'm only human at the end of the day. I'm not perfect. So there's going to be some days where my mood's not as good and I might be feeling a little bit snarkier. So this is probably one of those days and I responded back with likewise. About a week later, I noticed a comment on my video again, but this time they add 21 words or less, please. Now, over the years of making content, I've noticed that different people have different ways of expressing their frustrations in the comments. Some people are just straight up haters. Some people are just kind of coding it in a way that just expresses that they're not understanding the thing as well. And so some comments can be worded aggressively, but really there's an underlying message to all of them. But with the nature of these videos where I try to dive deep into the intricacies of Magic the Gathering, it could be a little bit hard to simplify things sometimes, or I just can't say things in just short enough words. But also full transparency, I get paid out by these platforms if the video is longer than a minute, but oftentimes I don't need to do that because the information is so much that I have enough to fill up a minute. And so I don't really know what to do with this feedback, so I just ignore it and I don't dignify it with any response. But then another week goes by and they leave a comment again, and this time they say, "You talk too much like a little girl." Yeah, so this time I just figure, okay, this person's just a hater, they just don't like me, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Eventually they're gonna stop. Also, if you notice, there's usually a like for their comment. And of course, it's usually them liking their own comment. But anyways, a week later, it's my birthday. I asked the internet how old they think I look, and this person leaves an answer and they say 42, which is way older than how old I actually am. I'm 35 right now. But like, I guess they're roasting me. Another week goes by and they're back to classic talk too much. And within the same week on a different video, they say talk too much, but this time, but good info? Now at this point, I'm like a little confused. I thought they were a hater, but like they like my information, so they just don't like that I talk too much? But what's really sweet is that Skylar Funk defends me in the comment. But then they respond back to them with talk too much too. So now I'm just thinking like, oh, I guess that this is just their thing. They just say that somebody talks too much. Anyway, 2 weeks later goes by, talk too much. Another week goes by, you're like the MTG version of Al Kaiser. Who the hell is that? Doing a quick search, they seem like a Path to Exile streamer, but I guess we're both Asian presenting males with long hair and facial hairs, and maybe that's what they're talking about. Maybe they go in depth on the thing too, I don't know. But I guess I'll take it as a compliment. But then a week later, talk too much. Another week goes by, talk too much. And a few days ago, they commented talk too much. But this time, I'm kind of like looking forward to their comments. At this point, they're kind of a meme on my channel. So I respond back with, I've missed you. And then yesterday, talk too much. And also on the same day, on a different video, they said talk too much. Good rules clarification though, use less words next time. What do you want me to do? Which Harrison Lawrence agrees, what an odd thing to say. And that's about it for now for Talk Too Much guy. What started out as what I thought was a hater is kind of slowly turning into a meme for me. So I don't want any hate for this person. In fact, if you see them, I want you to think, ah, good old Talk Too Much guy. And I look forward to the next time you leave this comment.